All right, so what's up, guys? Not much. Working on the car still. I don't even know where we left off last video. I think we had just painted the motor maybe, but as you can see, the motor's in the car now. I just jacked it in. We threw the clutch on, the new flywheel, torqued all that stuff, threw the transmission on, and just basically dropped it in the car. That's all we've done so far. We haven't done anything else. It's just kind of really just set it in here with the motor mounts. So we still got to clean up a little bit of stuff. I mean, like, as you can see, I mean, you know, we still need intake manifold, fuel rail. We need the pulleys over here, power steering, alternator. There's no header on here yet. You know, all that stuff back there is not done. We still got to paint this because, like, that's not on there. Still got to clean this up. Probably clean that up too. So we're just working on a little bit of stuff at the moment right now. I'm still just trying to wrap it all up, just kind of get everything in here just so it looks good. Maybe we can get it started. So I still got some stuff I got to paint. So I guess I'm gonna go ahead and throw that stuff in there now, go ahead and paint. And I guess let's keep rolling on it. But this is how we are so far. At least engine's in the car. So that's at least one good positive thing. So let's just keep it rolling. All right, this is our side water jacket. I'm not really liking this tab on the edge, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just go ahead and cut it off. So we'll go ahead and cut this off, see how it looks. Hopefully this doesn't cut into like the water jacket or anything. Hopefully not. I don't think the tab is important, but we're not gonna use it and it sticks out and I don't really like it, so let's cut it off. So making a little bit more progress on the car. What we did so far, painted the tensioner on here, got that on, painted that mount, that looks a little bit better. Same thing over here. Got our water neck on, got the shifter cables on, painted that mount too. I like how I cut that bracket off too. It looks a lot cleaner because the bracket used to like come off and then jut off like that much, and that doesn't look as clean. So yeah, EP3 AC lines on. That connects down there, comes on up because our AC lines used to loop up and then go over the engine, but that's ugly. We don't want that on the car. So we're gonna put these EP3 AC lines on just to kind of kick it over to the side a little bit. These lines come over, and then you just need this other line back here in the back. This line right here that goes in there. So the only lines you need for the EP3 AC lines are just this one right here, and that one goes over there. That's one line, and then this line right here. And once you get that, you can kind of convert over. So I like these lines better because, let's say I'm pulling the engine. I can just leave the AC compressor down here, disconnect it, and just leave it there. I don't have to like unplug my AC every time to do it. You know, that makes it a lot easier on me, because then like right now I got to get the system recharged every time you break the line open. Now, is it that much money? It's like I think 150 bucks maybe or something like that. Not too much, but it is just an inconvenience. Like, whereas like if now that I have the EP3 AC lines on here, I can just disconnect it, pull the motor out, and then just put the pump back on, and I'm good to go. I don't have to do anything crazy. So I do like those lines on there. So these are a must if you do a lot of engine pulls. Well, you shouldn't be doing a lot of engine pulls in your car, but if you do, it does clean it up. And two, I don't like the line going over the engine. It just doesn't look as good. I'd rather have it over to the side, and it's factory. You don't have to worry about like buying custom lines and all that stuff. It's easy peasy. So I guess next what we're going to do, I guess we'll throw on probably put this housing on, put the thermostat on, get our lower radiator hose on down there. And then, oh yeah, power steering pump. We'll hook this up. Power steering line down here. That's a little pump. The little reservoir sits right here. Pump bolts on right there. But it's the power steering pump. It was really dirty. So I got to really clean that off. But then after that, I guess we'll start working on the back side of the motor, because once we get that stuff on, oh, and the alternator. We got to throw that on too. That's just 3 bolts, really easy. 1, 2, and 3. That's it. 3 bolts and alternator. That's in. Put the power steering pump on, and that's not too much, guys. Let's keep rolling on it. All right, so making a little bit more progress here. Power steering's on, alternator's on, Reservoirs on. Nice little brackets on. All right, so we're kind of finished up on this side over here, so that's good. Still got to put the belt on, but whatever. We'll do that last. Actually, I don't even think the crank pulley's on. We probably got to put that on. So, yeah. So, didn't do the AC connection yet because here's the thing. I still got to figure out how we're going to loop this power steering line over here, and then how this AC line needs to bend and fit over here. I'm not too sure how I'm going to get that yet, so we're going to leave that to the side. But I want to take a quick tip right here to show you guys that when you are changing this out, or you're changing your thermostat out down here, your thermostat is right on this piece right here. Change this gasket out, because 99% of the time, if you're leaking coolant around here, I guarantee you it's because of this gasket. Like, normally on the K series, you really don't see a lot of coolant leaks, but this is the spot where coolant will leak. So it's normally just it's a couple dollar gasket. It goes on the inside of this piece, and then all you do is slap it on there, bolt it on, and you should be good to go. And also get new radiator hoses. These are only like $2 just to swap out, and it just, you know, makes the coolant system a little better. So let's go ahead and drop this on and keep rolling. Next, we're going to install these good old OEM axles and some extended tie rod ends, because we're a race car and we need extended tie rod ends. So let's go ahead and let's get this wheel off. Okay, got the tie rods off real quick, but just want to show you guys a quick picture. This is what you do not want them to look like. This is what you do want them to look like. And look at that extendo arm on these things. So this is the new tie rod. This is the extended tie rod. And I actually like these castle nuts. I feel like these ones hold it on there a little bit better, because there's a safety pin that you stick through there in case. And like the ones I pulled off, they just had a regular old nut on them. So you just screw on the regular old nut, put the little pin through. But for some reason, I just think this is a better design, just because actually the nut will stop spinning if you slide it through one of these little castle pieces. So let's see here. Can you guys see in here? Yeah, you can. Tie rod end is right here. And we're going to slide that on and spin our coilover back around, so then we can steer, because that's our steering. So yeah, let's go ahead and get that tie rod back on, spin that on. And another thing, let me put this right here. When you guys take these off, what I always do is I'll take a marker and I'll just mark right on the inside of these, just so I know where it is. Now, in our case, this is not going to help much because we're installing extended tie rod ends, and this is all going to change in here on this thread. But if you were just changing them out on a regular car, you could just mark this, and then when you screw it back to the same location, you know that I bet your alignment is not going to be that far off. But with these extended tie rod ends, everything's going to be off anyway, so I'll probably just have to put it on the ground and string align it afterwards. So let's go ahead and get the extended tie rod on this thread. All right, so hopefully you guys can see. We took our 2 bolts out that go right here. Took those out, dropped the spindle piece down. We got our extended tie rod in. We still got to adjust it. We'll do that in a second. But see that hole right there? That's where you put that piece right there. And you see that hole right there? You put that piece right there. And let's go ahead and slide this bad boy in so we can get the driver's side axle knocked out, and then we'll work over on the passenger side. And actually, yeah, all we do is take this nut off right here. Actually, hang on, let me see if I got another nut. I might have another one in the garage laying around, because you can see this one's a little toe up. All right, good reason why you have parts laying around. This is a new one. This is what your axle nut should look like. This is an old one. I don't know if it's going to zoom down close enough. It might not be clear enough to get in there. But you can see how the thread is kind of messed up, where like somebody before me hit the edge of it. You don't want to put that one back on, because that one, like, it's already hit and kind of destroyed, where this one's, the threads are still kind of new. So we'll go ahead and ditch this one, and we'll go ahead and throw the new axle nut on there. So let's go ahead and drop it on. All right, we got everything back on. Look at this hand alignment right here. Look at that. Look at, man, she look pretty straight, don't it? Yeah. I like it. I like it. But see, now this is the wheel going straight. Now let's go over to the other side. Yeah, see, this is what we got to fix. Yeah, see, driver's side looking good. Passenger side, we turning right. I don't know. So we got to get the alignment straight on that side, because you can see this one's messed up on this side. So let's go ahead and get this axle in, and let's go ahead and get this in and get it aligned so we can drive straight down the road, because that is kind of important. All right, and this is our passenger side axle and our half shaft. So what we got to do is, this piece goes in the transmission, this bolts to the block, and then this is our passenger axle that goes out to the hub. So I guess let's go ahead and under the car, and let's get this bolted in. All right, so just to give you some reference, we're under the car right now. That's the oil pan. That's the valve cover up there. Oil filter in the back. We're on the back side of the motor. So, see that hole right there? That's the other side. That's passenger axle hole. And then over here, we got our 3 bolts. Hopefully you can see this. 1 here, 2 right there, and 3 at the top. So just those 3 bolt holes, that's all we're using. There are multiple holes on the back here for other stuff, but don't worry about all those. The only thing we're worried about is these 3 right here. So the bolt holes we're gonna use are axle slides in right there, 1 right there, another 1 right there, and the last one up there at the top. Now, important thing to note, see this bolt with the shoulder? The bolts with the shoulder go on this side and that side. So at the top and at the bottom. That's this bolt right here. And then the bolt without the shoulder, this bolt, because you should have 1 bolt without the shoulder, that goes right there. So not too bad. Let's go ahead and throw this in, and then let's go ahead and get it wrapped up on the outside, and let's get this done. All right, so we got this side looking, look how straight that tire looks now. Look at that DIY garage alignment. I like that. So this tire's on now. Yeah, not sure what we're doing next. I guess next video we'll keep rolling on the project. We'll get her driving one day, guys. So, all right, later.